What if stepping onto an island could rewrite your entire life? But beware, some changes come with a price you may not be willing to pay. Maya adjusted the strap of her camera bag as the ferry rocked gently against the waves. The air smelled of salt water and pine, and ahead loomed Whispering Isle, a jagged silhouette shrouded in mist. Legends about the island had fascinated her since childhood, tales of travelers returning home transformed, their lives irrevocably altered by something they couldn't explain. Some came back wiser, braver, or happier, others left broken, haunted, or unrecognizable. As a journalist chasing stories that blurred the line between myth and reality, Maya knew this was her chance to uncover the truth. She stepped off the ferry onto damp wooden planks, her boots sinking slightly into moss-covered stones. A chill ran down her spine, not from the cold, but from the eerie silence that hung over the island like a veil. There were no birdsong, no rustling leaves, just the faint whisper of wind weaving through the trees. It almost sounded like voices murmuring secrets too quiet to understand. Maya wandered along narrow dirt paths lined with twisted roots and gnarled branches. She passed crumbling cottages, their windows dark and empty, and statues half buried in ivy. Every step felt heavier than the last, as though the island itself resisted her presence. Yet curiosity drove her forward. Her first encounter came unexpectedly. Near a clearing, she found an elderly man sitting on a weathered bench, staring at the horizon. His eyes were clouded with sadness, his hands trembling as he clutched a faded photograph. "Are you here for answers?" he asked without looking at her. His voice was hoarse, barely audible over the breeze. Maya hesitated. "I'm investigating the legends. Do you know anything?" The man chuckled bitterly. "Legends don't do it justice. This place doesn't just change people, it rewrites them. Whatever you want most, whatever scares you deepest, it'll find it. And it won't ask permission." Before Maya could respond, he stood abruptly and shuffled away, leaving her alone with his cryptic warning echoing in her mind. As days turned into nights, Maya explored further, documenting everything she saw. She discovered strange symbols carved into tree trunks, glowing faintly under moonlight. She heard laughter in the distance, though no one was there. And then, late one evening, she stumbled upon a hidden grove where a crystal-clear pool reflected the stars above. Drawn to its beauty, Maya knelt beside the water. For a moment, all was still. Then ripples spread across the surface, distorting her reflection. Instead of her own face, she saw flashes of memories: her strained relationship with her estranged sister, her fear of failure, her longing for purpose. Each image pulsed with emotion, raw and overwhelming. Suddenly, the whispers grew louder, swirling around her like a storm. "What do you desire?" they seemed to ask. "What haunts you?" Panic gripped her chest, but before she could move, the visions shifted. She saw herself standing confidently in front of a crowd, holding a Pulitzer Prize. She saw her sister smiling at her, forgiveness in her eyes. She saw a future filled with success and love. And then, darkness. Pain shot through her body, sharp and searing, as if the island were reaching inside her very soul. When it subsided, she collapsed, gasping for breath. When Maya woke, the world felt different. Colors were brighter, sounds clearer. Her fears seemed distant, almost trivial. For the first time in years, she felt hope. But as she ventured back toward the village, she noticed subtle changes not just within herself, but in others. A once angry fisherman now hummed cheerful tunes while mending nets. A shy girl who used to hide behind her mother boldly offered Maya flowers. Even the old man from the bench appeared calmer, his gaze softer. Yet not everyone seemed better off. One woman stared blankly into space, muttering apologies to someone unseen. Another man paced endlessly, clutching his head as though plagued by nightmares. Maya realized the transformations weren't random, they were deeply personal, tailored to each visitor's desires and fears. But why? And who or what was orchestrating these changes? Her search led her to the heart of the island, an ancient stone altar surrounded by towering trees. Etched into the altar were words in a language she didn't recognize, yet somehow understood: to reshape your life is to face its truth. A figure emerged from the shadows, an ethereal being cloaked in light. Its voice resonated like thunder and silk combined. You seek answers, Maya. But are you prepared for the cost? What cost? She demanded, her voice trembling. The island grants what you truly need, it replied. But it takes what you cannot bear to lose. Maya thought of her newfound confidence, her repaired bond with her sister. These gifts had brought her peace, but at what expense? Memories of her childhood flickered hazily, details slipping away like sand through fingers. Was she losing pieces of herself to keep the parts she wanted? The being extended a hand. Leave now, and accept the balance of gain and loss. Or stay, and embrace the full extent of transformation. Tears streamed down Maya's face as she weighed her options. Finally, she made her choice. Weeks later, Maya returned to the mainland, forever changed. Her articles about Whispering Isle captivated readers worldwide, sparking debates about destiny, sacrifice, and the nature of happiness. Though fragments of her past remained hazy, she carried a profound understanding of herself and the delicate equilibrium between desire and consequence. Whispering Isle continued to call to those seeking change, its mysteries enduring. And somewhere deep within its forests, the whispers waited patiently for the next traveler brave enough to answer.